Hey guys, welcome back to this episode of Built Before 20. I'm Honest Vinny.
And I'm Alina.
And today we're doing something a little different than what we usually do. We have a guest speaker coming up here, so come on up.
So today's guest speaker, her name is Shrenika, and today we're going to be starting our interviews, and we're going to be talking about different students that we know and how they're starting new passion projects and finding out what they want to do. And the purpose of our podcast is for you guys to find inspiration and find goals within businesses that might have already started or are in the process of starting, and give you the confidence and knowledge to really start them up.
So here we will be helping you guys find your own passion project by talking to somebody that has and is currently working on one. So Shanika, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name's Shrenika, and I'm a ninth grader in high school. And so my passion project is called Mind with Shrenika, and it's a TikTok page where I will be sharing different types of disorders and mental health awareness, like depression, anxiety. And I found this really fascinating and something that should be raised with awareness, because I'm personally interested in psychology, specifically neuropsychology, which is basically the study of how brains can influence a person's mental health and how it can just affect their overall well-being. And I think mental health definitely plays a major role in today's society and teens and other adults and everything. So I just thought it was a really important thing to spread to others.
So what is your one piece of advice that you would tell somebody that wants to start a passion project?
For someone who wants to start a passion project, I would definitely start from the core of it, and I feel like you should definitely be thinking how is this going to make other people's lives better, and how is this going to have an impact in my society and in my community? Because obviously you don't want to just create a passion project that just works for a month or two and then just dies down. I also would think of current problems that are going on in the world, such as climate change, mental health, those type of things can definitely help create a strong passion project.
And this is kind of like what we've been talking about in our previous episodes, is being consistent and finding something that you are passionate about, because a lot of students in today's college application environment are only doing things so that they get the rec letter, so that they look like they are experienced. But being able to find something that you truly are interested in and are passionate about is really important. And that's why we started to interview Shrenika, because we found that she had true passion in what she was doing, and it's really inspiring to watch.
Yeah. Do not do something just to put it on your application. Do something because you love doing it. Do something that you would continue on doing for the rest of your life. And even if not for the rest of your life, just do something that you personally enjoy doing, that makes you happy.
Okay, so speaking of starting up, how did you get started on the TikTok page? What gave you the idea to start?
So I actually was interested in the TikTok page because I saw a lot of my other friends and peers doing it, and I've also had a lot of experience with TikTok because of one of my school clubs, FBLA, in which my topic was Intro to Social Media Strategies. So through that club, I was able to understand how the platform works and different techniques you can use to help spread your message in a meaningful and effective way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what's your game plan for your social media page? What's your background research that you would be doing?
So obviously I don't want to create mental health techniques and advertise mental health that isn't realistic to today's teenagers and adults. So that's why I want to interview teens in real life, as well as just researching online what teens today are facing and the struggles that they're going through.
You mentioned earlier that you did an FBLA project on something similar for your social media strategies. Do you mind telling us a little bit about that?
So for our FBLA presentation, our thing was called Happy Hive, and we basically spread mental health with teens. Our target audience was teenagers and college students. So in order to do this, we interviewed teens at school as well as teens in public. I know one time we interviewed teens at Target, and we also interviewed our high school counselor and a professional physician on mental health troubles that are happening today. And with this, we are able to provide techniques and feedbacks to our viewers in order to help them combat like mental health issues that they may be facing today. And we also did many infographic posts, which is simple like meanings and stuff on how just like little tips that they can use throughout their day in order to better their mental health. We also did like personal campaigning. We made bookmarks at one point and we sold them out to our school.
That's so cool. So, in terms of like our podcast and then what you're starting, we talk a lot about business and how to start up. But how would you recommend that? Like, how does your mental health come into like, how does that come into play when like starting a business? And what do you recommend that students like? What should their mindset be when starting a business?
So when starting a business for students, I definitely think that you should have an open mind. You definitely shouldn't restrict yourself. I'm personally open to any feedback that people are able to give me. And also, I watched a ton of YouTube videos online before I actually started my platform, which definitely helped me with editing and how to use the software and like different like algorithms, like the best posting times, hashtags, which I think will definitely help me as well as other businesses in the long run.
What would you say are your like best tips on to make like a successful social media page for these entrepreneurs that want to get out there?
So the best tips I would use for entrepreneurs today is definitely, like I've been saying, do some background research. Don't just go into it with like not knowing anything because you're not going to get far with that. And there's these applications I would recommend, which you can just search up like TikTok, Instagram. It gives you a bunch of different types of apps with recommendations about, like I've been saying, best posting times, hashtags. It also provides you with video ideas you can do. And I know the application I currently have, if I put in my video, it gives me feedback based on the video, which I think is super helpful and will allow like entrepreneurs to, spread their video across the platform.
And I think like what I'm gaining from like what you're saying is that like it's okay to like start something completely new and just like be interested in different things, but like what's important is that we're consistent and that we're like gathering different information and making sure that when we provide information to other people in like the goal of like succeeding is that we are confident and that we're consistent and that we like know what we're talking about. Because even with our podcast, like when we started, it was like difficult to like build up the courage, stand up against people that we see every day, knowing that they're watching our podcast, and just making sure that like our mental health was in check as well, and just understanding that like it's okay to start something new, and like seeing that a lot of kids are doing it and a lot of kids are interested in starting something is really like reassuring.
And like also just going back to like having people at school and like other places judge you, I really just wouldn't worry about that, because even if they are currently judging you, like in the future, if you were to expand your business or platform into like something bigger, like what are they gonna say after that?
And it's something you can always expand and you can always grow, but it's a matter of how you want to go about it that changes it.
One trick that I've really found helpful while coming across and making this podcast would be the question, what's your name? And I know that's gonna seem silly, but when you think about the smallest of things like your name, you're gonna tune out what other people think of you and you're focusing on what's important. So entrepreneurs, follow that and think about what's your name.
Yeah, I mean, like finding a reputation in a brand name is very important. Whether it comes off of a small, like frequently asked question, it's just something that like it helps you and it makes you like memorable. So speaking of names, who would you say is your biggest inspiration?
So my biggest inspiration would definitely be my friends and my family, just because they've always supported me. And definitely in middle school is really what inspired me to do this entire project, just because my mental health was definitely not the best in 8th grade. But with my parents and like my friends, I was able to like be happier and just like they were able to be there for me, and it was really nice having that support.
Yeah.
So entrepreneurs that are watching this right now, don't let your mental health be something that is one of your challenges. Like it will most likely be, because every single person has faced some sort of mental health challenge in their storyline, but every successful person has most likely overcome this challenge. So do your best to overcome it.
Yeah. And so I know that we talked a lot about like of the challenges and the difficulties that you've had going into this project, but what are some of like the benefits and the advantages that you've experienced with
So some of the benefits have definitely been able to cheer other people up, just how my parents and my friends have, and I've actually found that so nice because I've just like it's just so nice having that support, and I'm really happy that I'm able to give it to other people, even though I have just started this platform and it's like not that popular yet. I still do find supporting even just like one person is obviously like so good for that one person, and it's just so nice knowing like I'm giving back.
Yeah. And obviously like our community, it seems so big, but every person's like life is completely different, and like being able, like she said, to give back and being able to make a difference is really something that a lot of entrepreneurs strive for. And it's something that if you're striving for it, then like you can achieve it. And it may be hard and it may be embarrassing and it may be personally difficult for you for your own reasons, but being able to just give back and change people's lives is really just like an ultimate gift. Now that we've had our interview, we just want to recap everything that happened and give you some core lessons that you can take away from this even when you're starting your own passion project. Sharnika is obviously very hardworking, and she's starting something new, which takes a lot of guts, and being able to come out here and interview with us is something that we really enjoyed and that we are really appreciative of. But just knowing that you guys, like, it's okay to be scared and it's okay to be nervous and not like feeling the fear of starting something new, because it is scary, and especially being a teenager and being in high school and you have, or even in middle school, and you have to go up in front of all of your peers at school on Monday and still talk to them and still act like nothing is happening. But like the thing is, you guys are doing something that you really are passionate about, and the whole purpose of our podcast is to make you guys feel secure and comfortable in starting new things.
When we first started this podcast, I was honestly so scared. I was really scared of what people are gonna say. But when I decided to stop thinking about what people are gonna say and think about what this is gonna do for me, what this is gonna do for everyone that watches this podcast, and how we're making a safe community for people to say what they want to say, I realized it's so much bigger than just what are people gonna think of me. So when you overcome that, you will be set.
And it's just, I think that businesses are a really like cool thing to make, and it's something that a lot of people are interested in. But if you have something unique and if you have something creative, then like put it out there, because there really is no consequences.
So I know this episode is one of our shorter ones that we've made, but still I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and please drop in the comments what you want to see in our next episode.
Okay, thank you guys so much. We'll see you next week.
Bye.